Hello students, this is third lecture on Unit 5, Metal Corrosion, its Prevention and Electrochemistry. In this lecture, we are going to talk about concentration cells and oxygen absorption mechanism. Let us know about concentration cell corrosion. This type of corrosion is due to electrochemical attack on metal surface exposed to an electrolyte of varying concentrations of ions or of varying aeration, that is different concentration of oxygen. Differential aeration corrosion is the most common type of concentration cell. It occurs when metal is exposed to different concentration of air, that is oxygen, then poor oxygenated part become anodic and more oxygenated part becomes cathodic, and the part which is least oxygenated undergoes corrosion due to oxidation. Iron corrodes under drops of water or salt solution in the presence of atmospheric oxygen is the common example of concentration cell corrosion, which is brought about by oxygen absorption mechanism. This is a piece of metal. Generally, iron is coated with thin film of iron oxide. So this is a coated part of the iron metal piece, and if this film develops some cracks, anodic areas are created on the surface which acts as anode, and the rest of the coated metal part act as cathode. So in this anodic areas, that is this area, anodic areas are small surface area, while the remaining area of the metal is larger, that is cathode area is larger than the anode areas in oxygen absorption mechanism. Rusting of Fe in neutral aqueous solution of electrolytes like NaCl in the presence of atmospheric oxygen is a common example of this type of corrosion. The surface of iron will be usually coated with a thin film of iron oxide, as shown in the diagram. However, if this oxide film develops some cracks, then anodic areas are created on the surface, while the rest of the coated metal parts act as cathode. So, in this case, the anodic areas are very small surface area as compared to the cathode surface area. Thus, at the anodic part, iron metal dissolves as Fe2 plus ions with the liberation of electrons. So, Fe metal undergoes oxidation due to loss of electrons. So Fe metal loses electron and gets converted into Fe2 plus ions, and electrons are set free at the anode. The liberated electrons flow from anodic to cathodic areas through iron metal, during which they interact with dissolved oxygen and moisture, and they undergo a chemical reaction with the formation of hydroxide ions. So at cathode, oxygen and moisture interact with the liberated electron, forming hydroxide ions at the cathode. Thus, Fe2 plus ions and OH minus ions at the cathode diffuse with each other and form ferrous hydroxide precipitate when they meet with each other. As shown in this reaction, Fe2 plus at the anode and OH minus ions at the cathode, they diffuse with each other and it forms ferrous hydroxide, FeOH twice. If enough oxygen is present, then this FeOH twice is easily oxidized to FeOH thrice, that is ferric hydroxide, which is also called as yellow rust. As shown in this reaction, 4FeOH twice plus O2 plus 2H2O, that is in the presence of oxygen and moisture, it gets converted to ferric hydroxide, which is known as yellow rust. The product called yellow rust actually corresponds to FeOH thrice dot H2O. If the supply of oxygen is limited, then the corrosion product may be even black anhydrous magnetite, that is Fe2O3. So this FeOH twice in the limited supply of oxygen gets converted to black anhydrous magnetite, that is Fe2O3. Now here in the next part of this chapter we are going to study about the different examples of concentration cell corrosion, which occurs due to the electrochemical attack on the metal surface exposed to an electrolyte of varying concentrations or of varying aeration. As we know that differential aeration corrosion is the most common example of concentration cell corrosion. It occurs when one part of the same metal is exposed to a different air concentration from the other part, which causes a difference in potential between differently aerated areas. In this, poor or least oxygenated parts always act as anode. There are three types of this differential aeration corrosion. One is pitting corrosion, waterline corrosion, and third one is crevice corrosion. Let us talk about pitting corrosion. Pitting corrosion is a localized form of corrosive attack that produces holes or cavity or small pits in a metal. The bulk of the surface remains unattacked. It occurs due to breakdown or cracking of the protective film on a metal at specific points at which the holes or cavity or small pits are formed. As a result of pitting, small anodic and large cathodic areas are formed, which gives rise to corrosion current. It occurs mostly in chloride solution containing oxygen or oxidizing salt. It is also caused by the sand, dust, scale and other extra impurities present on the metal surface. The part of the metal below impurity act as anode and the other surrounding area becomes cathode. And in pitting corrosion, intense corrosion takes place at the anode below the impurity. It can be reduced by reducing chloride ion concentration and in stainless steel by adding 3 to 4% of molybdenum. As shown in this diagram, one can see the small pits or holes or cavities are formed on the surface of the metal, which is the result of pitting corrosion, and it continues further corroding. Second type is waterline corrosion. The waterline corrosion takes place due to the formation of differential oxygen concentration cells. The part of the metal below the waterline is exposed only to dissolved oxygen present in water, while the part above the water is exposed to higher oxygen concentration of the atmosphere. Thus, part of the metal below water acts as anode, which is least oxygenated and undergoes corrosion, whereas the part above the waterline is free from corrosion as it is more oxygenated and acts as cathode. A distinct brown line is formed just below the waterline due to the deposition. That is, rusting just in this waterline corrosion begins just below the waterline due to the deposition. It is more prevalent in cases such as marine ships, water storage steel tanks, etc., in which a portion of a metal is always under water. It is prevented by painting the sides of ships by special anti-fouling paints. Anti-fouling paints are the paints which are composed of cuprous oxide, which prevents the corrosion of the hull of the marine ships, or it also retards the growth of the water plants like moss, weeds, algae, which stick to the marine hull and enhances the corrosion. So anti-fouling paints are often applied onto the sides of the ships to protect it from corrosion and also to retard the growth of the marine plants. As shown here, waterline corrosion just occurs below the waterline, below the meniscus of the water. This is also a structure that is immersed in water, and it starts corroding just below the water level. That is a waterline corrosion. Third type is crevice corrosion. Crevice corrosion is a localized form of corrosion on a metal surface or immediately adjacent to the gap or crevice between the two joining surfaces. The gap or crevice can be formed between the two metals or a metal and non-metallic material. It is commonly observed in the crevices formed near the gaskets, bolts, washers, insulation material, disbonded coatings, etc. It is initiated by a difference in concentration of oxygen which sets up a concentration cells. Oxygen concentration is higher on outside the crevice, which act as cathode, as compared to inside the crevice, which act as anode. Hence, anodic part undergoes fast crevice corrosion. It can be prevented by using welded joints instead of bolted or riveted, and using non-absorbing gaskets such as Teflon. You can see here, this is a metallic pipe which is embedded in non-metallic material, and there is a crevice formed around the neck of this pipe. So at the junction of this non-metallic and metal, inside the crevice, the corrosion of this pipe starts, which is called as crevice corrosion. These are the two metallic surfaces which are, this is a metallic sheet which is joined by a nut and a rivet, and below this you can see at the joining of the two metallic surfaces there is a crevice formation, and there is a rusting taken place, which is called as crevice corrosion. Thank you.